Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool Stromberg Carlson wooden wall crank telephone, and this is Bill's equipment from Minnesota. And this is the initial checkout of this cool telephone. Now Bill wants to be able to use this telephone. He wants a keypad installed also so that he can make calls. And he wants the bells to ring when you crank the magneto and when you get an incoming call. So we will be converting this telephone. We're going to utilize the original wiring. We need to reconfigure some of the original wiring to use this telephone the way we want to use it, and we also want to add some wiring for our network and keypad and our transmitter and receiver. So basically we're going to install an amplified transmitter that we design and build here at the shop. We also want to be able to utilize the original metal diaphragm receiver capsule. And we have to build an amplifier. So we started building amplifiers for situations like this for your receive, so that you have plenty of audio when you're trying to talk on the telephone. And with the amplified transmitter, you will have plenty of power on your talk side. We also are going to install the keypad in the battery box area. Now Bill has the battery box cover at his location, and he's designed out an area that we can fit the keypad in, and we will mount it in that area, and that'll take care of that issue. And then he's going to work on the battery box situation when he receives the telephone back. Bill's going to use the original connections at the lightning arrestor and connection point at the top of this telephone. And so it's on the top of the bell box. He's going to hardwire his telephone line to that point. So we're going to utilize all the wiring. Like we mentioned earlier, we will be reconfiguring that wiring and adding our wiring. We also want to go through all the connections at the top of the transmitter base where you have the cover. Those connection points all have to be gone through, and we need to install our new line inside that cover for our transmitter and our receiver capsule. We want to troubleshoot the solenoids for the bells. We also need to adjust the bells and go through all of the situation for the bell box and take care of all of those issues. The magneto is pretty much frozen up at this point, so we need to troubleshoot and repair the magneto and make sure that it's producing an AC signal. We also want to install a circuit that we design and build here at the shop that allows you to walk up to this telephone, crank the magneto, ring the original bells, but not backfeed any voltage into the telephone line, and yet when you get a call, the original bells will ring. There is some original wiring that is running down the back of the backboard, and we want to wax those wires into the backboard like they used to do back in the day. We also are going to take and channel out an area for our extra wiring for our keypad and network, and we will also wax those wires into the back of the backboard. So we'll take care of all of those issues. We will be going through the entire telephone while it's in the shop. We have a lot of work that needs to be done. We'll go ahead and get some still pictures of this really cool Stromberg Carlson wooden wall crank telephone, and we'll come back and get some more video as we move forward in the troubleshooting, repairing, and converting process. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Now what we want to do is check out our magneto and bell box unit. We've reconfigured the wiring that we needed to take care of. We installed our electronic circuits that we design here at the shop that allows you to walk up to this bell box, crank the magneto, and ring the original bells, but not backfeed any voltage into the telephone line, and yet when you get a call, the original bells will ring. So we're going to go ahead and crank the magneto and ring the bells. So let's try that. And we'll try that one last time. Now what we want to do is use the analyzer and send a ring cycle like you were getting a call. So we'll go ahead and start that. We'll let that go a few times. We'll let it go one more time and we'll stop the analyzer. Now that we know that the magneto and bell box unit has been repaired and converted, we can go ahead and move on to the rest of the telephone circuits that we need to take care of. We'll go ahead and take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we're finished up with the repair and conversion of this really cool Stromberg Carlson wooden wall crank telephone, and we're ready to start our final checkout. Now, I also want to mention our amplified pickup. We use this pickup in troubleshooting, repairing, and on our final checkouts. It's amplified so that you can hear the audio from a receiver. And I have an amplifier back by the video. It has a button on it. When I press the button, I can give dial tone or take it away at any time. And since it's an open amplifier, it is prone to any static interference or noise in the atmosphere. So if you hear any noise during the final checkout, it will be coming from the amplifier and not the telephone. Another issue that we want to mention is that we have disconnected the transmit so that we don't get any feedback because everything is amplified. There's been an amplified stage that we built for the network for the original metal diaphragm receiver capsule because we wanted Bill to be able to hear what people heard back in the day when they were actually using this telephone, because Bill is going to use this telephone. And it's nice to be able to hear the audio the way they heard it back in the day. So that's pretty cool. So we have the transmit disabled for this checkout. And we had a lengthy conversation with Bill on the telephone with this telephone. So he knows the unit has transmit and receive and works well. And with the amplified transmitter that we design and build here at the shop, you will have plenty of talk power. We also showed earlier in the video the checkout of the bell box. So we cranked the magneto and rang the original bells. We also used the analyzer to send a ring cycle like you were getting a call and rang the original bells. Now what we want to do is go ahead and use the analyzer and send a ring cycle like you were getting a call. So we'll start that. We're going to let that go a few times. We'll let it go one more time and we'll give you some dial tone. Now what we want to do is go ahead and use the keypad, and we're going to walk through our numbers. If you watch the analyzer, you'll watch the numbers roll by. I'm going to end in a 2. And normally at this point of a checkout, we would go ahead and transmit. But we explained that, and we have the transmitter disabled so that there is no feedback because everything is amplified and we're using an amplified pickup. So now what we want to do is go ahead and hang our receiver capsule up. Now that we know that this unit has receive and we know that it has transmit and that it's ringing in on a ring cycle, we're going to go ahead and move the line cord over to a line out, and we're going to call a time and temp number. We'll go ahead and give you some dial tone. We're going to make that dial tone a little louder by turning the receiver capsule for our best receive. And we'll dial that number.
The time and temperature is coming up after this. To hear the time and temperature, just stay on the line. Today is Wednesday, August 21st. The current time, 5:24 p.m. and the temperature, 81 degrees.
We can go ahead and hang our receiver capsule up. Now that we know that this really cool Stromberg Carlson wooden wall crank telephone has been repaired and converted, we can return this unit back to Bill and he can enjoy this telephone. I'm sure this telephone's going to look great wherever it's used. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching and have a great day.